what are some things that the gay community still needs to overcome?
Marriage.
Yeah, marriage is something.
Military.
Wait, isn't it like that for teachers too? Teachers are like not supposed to say that they're gay.
Yeah, in our district,
Yeah, so.
you're not allowed to being out in the workplace. How do you think we could overcome those challenges?
Just by being out, because part of trying to being accepted as gay is showing that you're just as normal as everyone else. So even if we're just out, but you just hang out with normal people, to see that you're normal, but the fact is you're gay. So part of acceptance is just being there. It's just being out.
Yeah, just being able to say, yeah, I'm gay. Just being able to be out, that would be a good thing. Refusal to stay quiet.
What are ways you think that would be effective besides being out that would help gain actual legal benefits such as gay marriage and adoption?
Protests and props, that's kind of the past. But maybe doing that with equipment,
Way more organized. Way more motivated.
One thing that we need to not do is because I remember last year when Prop 8 was passed, was that then we had the actual riots, and that's too much, that's a bad image, so that's something we need to not do rather than do
peaceful protest.
I'm working on that.
Doing marches and stuff, not going out with cars and yelling at each other. I think that's
non-violence, total Gandhi status, man.
Why do you think there hasn't been a lot of important gay rights activists?
It kind of seems to me like people are just scared.
Yeah, it's
and also, if Harvey Milk, when he was one of our gay rights activists, he was killed for it.
Right.
People are really scared of death. They're just people acting out violently towards people who are working.
It's hard to, not just anyone can get in front of a crowd of, people who don't agree with anything that you stand for, anything that you are, to get up there and be able to say, I'm gay, and, whether you like it or not. As you said, Harvey Milk, that's way, way dangerous, and even though it is still the 21st century, people need to get with it. It's still violent, it's still really hard.
There's not enough gay, before the black people got their rights, there had to be a lot of them for a lot of years in a lot of rebellions with a lot of leaders. It took a lot of years and a lot of people. In the South, in Northern Indian history, about half the population was black. Nowadays, about 2% of the population is gay. We don't have the numbers to make a difference.
Amy?
Okay, again, that goes right back to being able to be out, because that's 2% of the population that's openly gay. There are so many gay people out there, more than anyone could ever even imagine. They're just not open. I'm sure we have so many gay politicians right now, because we have a lot of politicians. They're just not open about it. So we definitely need to make that a change, to be able to let them be okay to be out. Yeah, it needs to be okay to say, hey, I'm gay, and keep your job and keep doing stuff.
It takes a hell of a lot of guts.
Because they're out there. There's way more than 2%. There's just only 2% that's openly gay.
What are methods that can be used to make it more okay?
I think by doing this is a huge step, because we're giving people a place to be together and a place for them to know that this is okay. So I think it's amazing that we have this here and that we get to do stuff and talk about stuff like this, so that we are organizing things to help instead of just being by ourselves, kind of maybe struggling with it. But this is a huge, great step.
Along with that, even making the whole Harvey Milk Day, just allowing it to be taught in schools and be okay, you know, The Prince and the Prince, like that book that was banned and stuff like that made such huge controversy. Just making those things okay makes being gay less taboo. It makes it less like, oh my god, he's gay. It's like, oh yeah, okay. Like just being able to say it, yeah.
Yeah, it's just the mentality of that old school mentality. People are just kind of afraid of it, scared of it, weirded out by it, whatever, because, I don't know, maybe they're just not familiar with it. So maybe we just need to make everyone more familiar. Don't know how, but
Just by, yeah, like Tommy was saying, just doing things, you know, congregating, having GSA clubs, making gay holidays and stuff like that, gay parades, all that stuff, it just gets it out there.